Alright, hello and welcome to the Sports Empire AFC East standings and game-by-game prediction video recommended to us by Hyperhog. So let's get right into it. Also, we already did the AFC North in the last video, so you want to check that out. Go right ahead. But let's get into the AFC East now. And how about we start with the New York Jets, Hyperhog's team. Okay, starting off, we actually get the Darnold game, the Darnold Bowl. Darnold has a lot better supporting cast than he did at his time in New York. They have given Zach Wilson some weapons, but the Jets are they're not ready for this Panthers game, so I'm going to give it to the Panthers. This is an intriguing game because the Pats are kind of in a rebuilding mode too. It could be Cam Newton playing here, maybe. Could be Mac Jones. At home, I think the Patriots would be more prepared for this game with Bill Belichick as head coach. So I'm going to give it to the Patriots. Broncos, like we said in the last video, we don't think Aaron Rodgers will be playing for the Broncos. Maybe next year, but not this year. But we're still going to give it to the Broncos here because they're a pretty complete team other than quarterback. They do have Teddy Bridgewater now, though. Jets, Titans. Titans, they're a playoff team. The Jets are kind of a long ways from being in the playoffs, so Titans. This is the kind of game you can see the Falcons losing. It seems like Julio Jones is going to be traded away, but they get Kyle Pitts. Their defense still isn't too good, but the Jets still aren't too good. So I'm going to give this one to the Falcons too. Starting off 0-5 and really 0-6 because this Bengals game we already predicted. But I'm going to give this one to the Jets here against the Patriots. After a bye week, they have more time to prepare. Maybe Mac Jones will be playing around by this time. So I'm going to give that one to the Jets. Then we already got this game. Now, this should be a winnable game for the Jets too, but we ended up going with the Bengals in this one. Jets, Colts. Colts have a pretty complete team. I'm not too confident in Carson Wentz, but I'm going to go with the Colts here. Then we have Jets, Bills. The Bills are they're too good for the Jets right now. So I'm going to give it to the Bills. Jets, Dolphins. I'm going to give a sneaky win here to the Jets. The Dolphins still, this would be week 11 by now. So Tua would have some more playing time. But I do think Tua will be good. I think he gets too much hate right now, but I can see the Jets sneaking this one out. Also, I think the Jets beat the Texans because as crazy as it is to go 0-17, I think the Texans actually have a legitimate shot at going 0-17 because they're a dumpster fire right now. So I just don't really, I don't know. They can get a win in there somewhere. It's pretty hard to go 0-17. I have the Jets winning this one. It's actually another winnable game for the Jets here. But the Eagles should be doing pretty good. Jalen Hurts seemed to be good last year. And, with at this point, like over half a season of playing, he should be good to go. Saints will be interesting this year because, they have the big cap casualties thing going on in the offseason. Lost Drew Brees. Should be Jameis Winston playing here probably. I think they should have enough to beat the Jets. And the Dolphins off a bye week. That should be a win there. Jets, Jaguars. This one might be one of the harder ones to predict on the schedule. But I think I'm not very high on Zach Wilson, and Trevor Lawrence is obviously going to be great. Jaguars kind of have a better overall roster than the Jets, So I'm going to go with the Jaguars here. And I'm going to go with the Bucks here, reigning Super Bowl champions. So I actually have the Jets going 3-13 on the season, which might sound disappointing for the Jets, but, you know, it's technically a better record than last year. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but, you know, being a rookie quarterback, you know, it's not that easy to just come in and win a bunch of games and records like Justin Herbert did. You know, it's far from the norm. So yeah, I have the Jets going 3-13 this season. All right, next up we're going to go with the New England Patriots. Okay, week 1, you know, it might be Cam Newton starting. I don't know how long Cam Newton's going to be playing here, but I'll probably, either way, you know, I think the Dolphins going to pull it out. You know, the Patriots still have some, like, rebuilding, retooling to do. I already had them beating the Jets. Patriots, Saints, even though the Saints are kind of in a murky situation, you know, the Patriots are still in a rebuild too. I think the Saints should be good enough to win this game early on. Patriots will be better towards the end of the season, but this early I'm going to give it to the Saints. I'm also going to give it to the Buccaneers, the Tom Brady Bowl. You know, Tom Brady's going to have a win against every team in the NFL. I just don't see a scenario where Tom Brady loses this game, honestly. Patriots against the Texans. Texans are dookie. Patriots-Cowboys is pretty interesting. Cowboys' offense is obviously very good. Defense, very bad. I think Cowboys will be about a middle-of-the-pack team, to be honest, because their defense is still not very good. Their draft, it was defense heavy, but it was kind of weird picks here and there. But I'll give this one to the Cowboys. Jets win the next one, and the Chargers off a bye also beat the Patriots. Justin Herbert, I think they're going to be a much improved team next year. Patriots Panthers, that's kind of tough, but I think the Panthers make a good jump up next year, and the Browns win the next game. Sorry, Falcons fans. I'm going to give the Patriots the win here. Hopefully you don't get any flashbacks. I have the Titans winning the next one, because, you know, the Titans are a playoff team, have Derrick Henry. They have a lot of pieces to work with. And I have the Bills winning at home. Coming off a bye week, the Patriots and the Colts both have a bye. But I'm going to give a sneaky win here to the Patriots. And then I think the Bills beat the Patriots again. And, you know, we already talked about Trevor Lawrence being real good next year, but I don't see Patriots losing too many games here, so I'm going to give them a win here. And they're going to have them going 5-11. There's a few games here I could easily switch to where they're winning more games, like, you know, Cowboys game, Saints game, and then they're going 7-5. I don't think they're a playoff contender really this year, but I have them going 5-11. Like, I would think they go better than 5-11, but just like going by the schedule, you know, that's just how it turned out. So let's go on to the next team. Alright, with the next team, we're going to go with the Miami Dolphins. We have them beating the Patriots. This early on, Tua's not going to be quite ready for Josh Allen and the Bills. Next game, you know, Raiders are kind of middle-of-the-pack team. Dolphins are kind of around that range, probably a little bit better. The Raiders do have Derek Carr, who's kind of an experienced vet at this point. But I'll give this one to the Dolphins, too. Dolphins, Colts, Wenzel only been the quarterback for a few games for the Colts, but I'm gonna give this one to the Dolphins too. So the Dolphins are kind of starting out a little bit hot. I have them losing to the Buccaneers, though. You know, Super Bowl champions. They're just a lot better than the Dolphins right now. You know, this one to the Dolphins, though, against the Jags. Jags, you know, they do have Trevor Lawrence, but I wouldn't expect they're always going to have a big jump, but not a massive jump, just beating a bunch of teams. Falcons off of bye is pretty interesting. You know, I'd say the Dolphins are a better team, but Matt Ryan is no slouch, and Kyle Pitts is pretty electric. And Dolphins aren't really super special team or anything. I'm going to give some to the Falcons, actually. And then I'm going to give this to the Bills off a bye week. And then Dolphins over Texans. We already got these games in here. I'm going to have the Dolphins beating the Panthers. I think this one would be a pretty close game. I feel like these two teams are pretty evenly matched. I'm going to give the Dolphins the win against the Giants. Because, you know, I don't think too highly of Danny Dimes with the Giants. They're getting there, though. Let's have them beating the Jets. Dolphins, Saints. I'm not really sure what to make of the Saints right now. But, you know, they still have guys like Jameis and Alvin Kamara and Slant Boy. So I'm going to give it to the Dolphins, though, still. And then I'm going to give this one to the Titans. I think the Titans are going to be, you know, one of those. They won't quite be a top team, but they'll be sort of up there. So I'm going to give that to the Titans. So the Dolphins are going to finish 9-7 on the season. Actually, this is, okay. I was thinking this was like a playoff game right here, but it's not. But I'm going to give this one to the Dolphins, too. I don't think the Patriots are ready for that. I guess I missed this one on the Patriots one, too. But I have the Dolphins winning this one. 10-7 on the season. That's pretty good for the Dolphins, I'd say. About where you expect them to be. Let me make sure I didn't miss any. Yeah, okay, so I did miss one here, too. Sorry, Jets. Did I miss any games here? So I missed a few games in the last video, actually, because I was thinking these are playoff games. Actually, this one might be. Right? Yeah. See, that's where it gets a little bit confusing. I think we're good to go now, though. Okay. So on to the Buffalo Bills. Okay, Buffalo Bills. Will they win the division? They're looking pretty good right now, 7-0. You know, that's a pretty good advantage. They'd only need to win 4 games out of the rest of these games to beat out the Dolphins. But I have them beating the Steelers already, beating the Dolphins already. I think they'll beat Washington football team. You know, their defense is good, but their quarterback situation isn't amazing either. They do have Fitzmagic. They're just not there yet. Texans are pretty doo-doo. I'll have the Chiefs winning this one. This one will be a very close one. I'd say these two teams are pretty close to each other at this point. But it's the Chiefs. It's a tough out. And it's at the Chiefs. So I actually see the Titans sneaking out one here against the Bills here. I'm being pretty nice to the Titans, giving them some of those go either way games. I think the Bills kind of slip up on themselves, you know, kind of that Chiefs loss kind of affects them in the next game. But then they recover out their bye and beat the Dolphins. They also beat the Jaguars and the Jets. Have them beating the Colts as well. The Colts should be a playoff contender, I'd say. But have the Bills winning this one, and then also beating the Saints, and then the Patriots, then losing to the Bucks. You know, like I said, Super Bowl champion, then beating the Panthers, who should be an improved team, but they're not going to beat the Bills. Now I have the Bills beating the Falcons as well, and then beating the Jets. So they end up with a 14-3 record, which is pretty fair, I would say. You know, I kind of have them losing to 3 of these top teams. but also have them beating like a team like the Steelers and Colts. So I'd say for the Bills, this is looking pretty good. They should be happy with this, and they're winning the division by quite a few games, 4 games here. Any other extra notes? You know, I would think, like off the top of your head, you would think like the Jets and the Patriots would both kind of have like better records, but it just didn't have it in the cards when I looked through the schedule. I could see them like winning a couple games here and there. You know, I think they might even like compete for the playoff for like a little bit, but then kind of like tamper off towards the middle of the season. So maybe 5-12 is a little bit harsh, but you know, once we get through the entire standings for everything, maybe a couple of games will change here and there. But as of right now, the Buffalo Bills win the AFC East by 4 games. Bills on top, then Dolphins 10-7, Patriots 5-12, and the Jets 3-14. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not sure which division we'll be doing next, but we'll probably head towards the NFC to kind of create some balance there. But yeah, I hope to see you next time, and hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day. Bye.